Hello, hello. Welcome to Days But Not Confused Tarot. I wanted to do a series of videos where I offer up some words of power for each zodiac sign. I feel like we are in some times where people might be feeling a lack of personal power, a lack of clarity about um, not so much the next steps that they should take, but just feeling grounded and feeling as if you have a sense of autonomy, a sense of centering within oneself with, so much going on around us. Um, you know, Sometimes external events take place that really shake us to our core and they cause us to give away some of our power to people or situations or things that we feel can handle them better than we are, or that we feel are more qualified to handle said situation better than we are. So I wanted to pull some cards. I've got, I'm going to be using the Rider Waite along with several tarot decks and oracle decks, and I'll have those listed in the links below if you want to know what I used. So let's get started. This is for Pisces, starting out with the Rider Waite. Grab a card to see what is the root of your word of power for today. Okay, I've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Underneath the deck, I've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, upright. So to me, this is speaking to wanting to hold on to something that you're afraid of losing. Okay, I feel like there's a fear of losing something. And so therefore, you may be offering yourself to someone, or someone may be offering themselves to you emotionally. Okay. I feel like this could be you because this is focusing on the individual who's watching. So we're going to say that. It could go vice versa, but for these videos, because it's a word of power for you, I want to speak about you. So I'm going to take it from the angle. You could take it the other way if that fits you. Maybe you're cross watching. We have a little bit of each zodiac in all of our signs. So all of our charts rather. So that could, but let's focus on you. So I feel like this is saying that you're trying to hold on to something. You don't want to lose something that you feel that you've worked for, that you've really earned. And I feel like it's in the material realm. And so therefore you feel like you have to offer your emotions, you have to offer your heart, you're offering yourself at that level in order to keep this. This could be a job. You feel like you might have to pour a lot of your self into it, your heart and soul into something because you don't want to lose something. This could be a job. This could be a relationship. Okay. So that's at the root. And you might be feeling as if, because this is a word of power reading, you might be feeling a little bit powerless because you're afraid that you're going to lose this. Right now we're in a situation where a lot of people are in kind of shaking grounds. They're not sure about their jobs and their occupations and if they're going to be able to, hold on to that. The future is a little unclear where that's concerned. So you might be feeling like you need to put your all into this because you don't want to lose that. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the mystical wisdom and see what else needs to be said. There's lots of cards that jump out, but I'm just going to get one, so I'm going to keep shoveling. Okay. I got raise your standards and nurture your relationships underneath that deck. So, this is saying that you shouldn't settle for things that are beneath you because of a fear of losing resources. So maybe something is not good enough for you. It's saying to nurture relationships. So this could be in the relationship sector. It could be workplace relationships as well. It just seems like you may be involving yourself with people or in situations that, quite frankly, are not at the level that you would typically give yourself to, but it's because you're tied in financially or materially. You could be sharing a home with this person. You could be sharing money. You could be sharing resources. Like I said, this could be employment. You're getting a paycheck from this place. And because this is the only source that you have right now, and you're, kind of feeling like, you're needing to really hold on to this. You're kind of having to lower your standards about how maybe you're treated, because with this Nine of Cups, this is you making an offer of yourself and feeling like you have to give and pour of your heart to this situation. This could be putting a lot of heart into the action you take, the work that you do. It could be love, like giving a lot of love, and feeling like you need to do that in a situation that may not be returning that, because I have this raise your standards alongside, your relationships or friendships. You're giving to a situation that you probably wouldn't normally, but it's because of a lack, feeling that you're in a state of lack if you do not. Okay, so let's take a look at the Sacred Traveler cards. Okay, had a couple that fell out on the floor. Let me grab them. Way too many. You may not be telling anybody about this either, because with this deck, these cards are not really coming out. And when they do, they're kind of falling on the floor. They're falling out in chunks. I'm not just getting one card. So you may not have just one feeling about it. Let's see. All right. Alrighty, so I've got cleansing waters and ascending the mountain at the root of that with the Sacred Traveler card deck. So, I feel like your word of power for you, what's being said is that you're in need of purifying your space, purifying your relationships, your environment, so that you can keep moving forward and moving up in life, in your relationships, to something that you're deserving of, to something that's at the standard that you deserve. Because anytime we're in a state of lack, or we feel like we don't have access to things, sometimes it can put you in that place where you have to lower your expectations, lower your standards. And there are people who are aware of that, and they will take advantage, and they will mistreat you because they know you have no place else to go. They know that you can't get this resource any other place. And you could be subjecting yourself to some, pretty gnarly treatment because of the fact that people know that you don't have another option. And, this to me is saying that when you're able to remove yourself from situations like that, and it might require, with this Knight of Cups, you giving this offer, it might require you cutting yourself off from offering yourself to situations like that emotionally. It will allow you to keep moving up and move away from these types of circumstances that really are not at the level that you deserve to be treated. Okay. All right. With the Mermaid deck, we have watch your thoughts and make a decision. Okay. So it says, it's important to think only about what you desire, not what you fear. This is in alignment with what we've been saying. You need to make a decision, and you need to listen to your intuition. What is your intuition telling you? Not what is fear telling you. Fear might be telling you that you don't have access to something and you're going to lose out. And so therefore you need to hold on to this thing. All right. Your intuition is telling you that it's time to let this go because it's dragging you down. Okay. You can only go up from here is what I'm saying. All right. Angels of abundance. We've got raise or promotion, and no more complaining at the root of that. So this is saying, congratulations, you're due for a raise. You're due to be promoted. I feel like walking away from this situation is going to open you up to that. May not look like that now, but when you stop looking at yourself as being a victim and feeling like somebody is taking from you and you have no options, and you take your power back, you will put yourself in situations where you are going to be promoted, because you will be treated and valued at the level that you deserve and at your actual worth, not at the discount version that you're having to give to people who don't respect you, who don't appreciate you, because they know that there may be 10 other people in line for what it is that you're looking for or what you want, and so they can treat people however. But when you remove yourself from this and you get to where what's truly in alignment with who you are, at your vibrational level, however you want to look at it, that's when you're going to get that. You're going to be seen for who you are. Okay. With the wisdom oracle, we have why, and at the root, clean it up. So I feel like it's important for you to look into, ask yourself why. I feel like you might be asking why this is happening, but I mean, I feel like, you're probably asking, like, why does this happen? You might have questions about it. Um, I feel like if you're listening to this is a form of trying to figure out why you might be in a certain situation, doing some self reflection about how it is that you ended up in this state where you feel like you are being treated less than, or like you don't have a lot of options, and you're having to really downplay yourself or accept things that you would never accept because you don't have options to choose something else, which we've seen in this spread that is not actually true. You're going to have to let go of the fear that you're not going to have enough. And, this is really saying that you're going to have to jump. Doesn't mean that it's going to be that easy, but by taking that step, it will lead you to a better place. All right. With this clean it up card, it's really saying that you're going to have to really do some internal reflection and clean up some of the beliefs and thoughts that you have, maybe about resources, maybe about, where you get your stuff from, your supply in the form of material abundance. With this Four Pentacles in reverse being at the root of this, having to trying to hold on to resources, but giving of yourself to hold on to resources, but not receiving back what you're putting out, knowing that, also this is giving more than you're receiving. It could even be you holding on to resources, but also having to end up paying out more. You're trying to hold on, but you're also paying out more because you're losing more than what you're holding on to, basically. Okay, so let's take a look at the Sacred Rebels Oracle. Let's see what they have to add to this. Words of power for Pisces. Okay, we've got be the hunter, not the hunted, and focus on the light at the root of that. So, for me, this is saying that it's time to switch your perspective from being the prey to being the predator, not so much in the state of, going and treating others as you've been treated, where you're being targeted and taken advantage of because you're in a state of need. Uh, this to me is screaming out, someone taking advantage of someone who needs something that they feel like they can't get elsewhere, and kind of manipulating and taking advantage of that. That happens all the time. Like I said, if you have a job where you really rely upon that income, most people know that. So you get a lot of employers get away with a lot of stuff because they know people depend on that. If you want to talk about from a larger scale, a macro scale, even in our society, our society culture knows that we all depend on certain things, certain structures. And when that stuff breaks down, we kind of jump when we get told to jump. As much as we like to say that we don't, we do. So, focusing on the light to me is saying that this doesn't mean to go be the person that's out there treating people foul like you may have been treated. But what it's saying is that focus on positive things, focus on building up things that are pleasing to the soul, things that bring joy to the soul, specifically your own, and go find that. Become the predator on the prowl for light. Okay. Not so much for like your shadow things. Shadow things are not so much bad. They're things that need light so that you can bring them to your awareness. But this is saying to like kind of, veer away from that fear vibration and focus on things that are going to bring you fulfillment and bring you joy, so that you'll get better things. And like we saw earlier that if you do this, you're going to get a raise or promotion just by default, because you're instantly shifting from that fear state to a place of expecting abundance, being abundant, because what you're putting out is already supposed to put you on that vibration of abundance. You're just giving it to the wrong things. Okay, so let's take a peace oracle to close this up. Okay, came right out. We have forever present. right? And then at the root of that, we've got treasure, all right? To me, I feel like this is saying that you don't have to worry about where you're going to get your next thing, your next source of abundance, material resources, all of that, because your treasure is forever present within you. You are the treasure. You are your own source. The things that you have within you, the skills that you have, the expectations that you have, the way that you interact with others, the way that you can make other people feel, the energy that you bring to your environment, that is your source. And that is going to bring you what you need. It's going to bring you the materials you need. It's going to bring you the resources you need. When you are able to align this with people who are able to respect that and not give you the discount, coupon for what it is, and you're giving them pure gold, what you'll find is that your external will be more in alignment with that. All right. Like we said, that raise or promotion is there, and it's really just raising you up to where you belong. I'm hearing that song, Love Lift Us Up Where We Belong. You know, that sounds like it's just a song about, romantic relationships, but this also applies like maybe on a personal soul level. Love lift us up where we belong. Self-love, self-respect, loving your own, what you bring to the table, enough to know that this belongs somewhere where it's going to be appreciated. I'm not going to lower or cheapen myself just because I'm afraid that I'm not going to get anything, and then end up losing so much more than what I ever could have thought I would have lost without doing so. Okay, so I think I'll list that in the links as well, so you can listen to that. All right. All right, Pisces, thank you for checking in on your words of power. I will see you on the next video where we are dazed but not confused. Bye.